So hello everyone, good afternoon. Today I'll be explaining like how to create API service and like test it in Postman. So first of all, let us know like what is API services. So like API service refers to like set of methods, protocols, and tools provided by D365. So it allows us to access external application or system to interact with the data and functionality within D365. So like these services like facilitate integrations with other application enabling external systems so we can do with Power Apps like other website, mobile application or like third party systems. It will allow other applications to communicate with D365 securely and efficiently. So like I would like to show a short demo like how to create APIs and how we can test it in Postman before we integrate with others. First of all, when creating a service, there will be three classes which we need to create. So first is the request contract. So request contract consists of whatever input we are getting from the APIs. And next is service class. So service class will hold all the logics that we need to use. And the third is the response contract. So response contract holds all the values which will be returning it to the API services. So this is all which considers. So first I want to show how to create a sales order here. Let me open the response contract. Okay. So here you can see here I'm creating a sales order through the APIs. So here I have only a single input. So when we have a single input which we are getting from the API, we no need to create a request contract or anything. Directly we can get it from what input we are expecting that we can directly give it here. So here I'm getting the cost account. Second is this is nothing but the standard sales order creation code. I'll not go through it. So and then here we have all the responses which we have to send. So first, before sending the responses, I would like to go through the response contract class here. So here you can see this is nothing but the parameter codes. So here this will be used to set or get the uh, item sales ID. So here I have all the different in integers and strings and sales IDs and all. I have it here. I have declared it. So this we'll set it first. Then we'll go to the service class. Then first we have to initialize the response contract here. So here you can see first I have initialized the response contract. Then after initializing the response contract, then we can just pass the palm sales ID and what we have to pass it here. So here I'm passing the sales ID. So just I'll call the palm sales ID method in the response contract and pass the sales ID here. So this is how we have to pass the responses. So here I have different things here. Here you can see I have phone. I'm passing phone here and also the name, currency, payment modes, rec ID. This is how we pass it. Then at last, we have to pass the response contract in the return. So this is how we do the response contract. And next, I'll show you one more method here. So here you can see this is the request contract which I have created. This also is the same, whatever we do it in response class, same only we'll have it here also. Here we have the item ID and sales ID, which I want it as input. So I have declared it here. Then I'll go to my service class. Here, what we have to do in the parameter, instead of calling the data type, here I have directly called the request contract and have declared it here. Then we can just this is here I'm creating a sales line. So this is a standard sales line code which I have used here. So what we'll do here is like the sales line and invendim everything is there. So when I'm trying to assign the sales ID, what I'll do, I'll just call the underscore contract dot palm sales ID. So this what it will do, it will call the request contracts method. So that will have the value which we have assigned it from the API. So that will be called here and assigned to the sales line dot sales ID. So this is how we call the request contract. So there is one more which we'll face is like list of records. So there will be one scenario like where you will be passing list of records. Like there will be multiple records which you will be passing to the front end, that will be Power Apps or anything. So when we face that situation, I'll just go to the service class here. So here you can see I have in the return parameter, I have given SCC open SO list. So this is a list class. So in this list class, uh, this is a list class. So here we'll just give the return type. So my return type is a response contract. And then this is also a basic parameter class. So this we have to first create. Then we'll go to the service class. Then in the service class, we have to first declare one list. So in this list, we have to initialize it as class. And then what we'll do, we'll while select. So here what I'm doing is here I'm getting all the sales orders which are open order. So what I'm doing, writing a while select here. And one thing which we have to take care is whenever we are initializing the response contract, it should be inside the while select, because every time it is going in the while select, it should be initialized newly every time. So we have I have given it inside the while select. If you give it outside, right, what will happen? Every time the while select is happening, it keeps on overriding it. And when we insert it into the list, what will happen? Only the last sales order will get in, and your all the other data will get overridden. So you have to initialize it here inside the while select. Then this is normally I'm passing all the data into the response contract here. After that, what I'll do, we have to add it into the list. Open sales ID is my list here, and dot add end is the method. Then contract is whatever data we have stored, we'll pass it into the list here. Then after passing it to the list, here while select will happen and everything will be added one by one into the open sales ID. So then what I am doing here is the whatever response contract I had, that is the list class. So list class here I have assigned it as return contract. What I'll do, I had created a palm payment list in the this one here. See, you can see here palm payment list. I'm passing my open sales ID, that is list. I'm passing it to that and returning it. So when I do this, what will happen is it will pass it through the return contract. So after you have created all your services, response contract, request contract, the next step is to create the service. So how to create a service is you have to just go to the add item. Then here you will have in the services tab, you will have service and service groups. So first we have to create a service, then we have to go and create a service group. So first we'll go to the service. So here you can see first what we have to do, we have to create a service, then we have to go to properties. Then in the properties, we have to give the service class which you have created. And then you can give description and external name. So here after giving service class, then you have to come to the service operations. Here you have to right click and click on new service operation. When you click on new service operation, one service operation will be created. That you have to click here, you have to go to properties, and then here you have to select the method name. So like whatever method you have created inside the service class, that you have to select it here, and then you can give the name also. So then your service is created. Then once you create the service, you have to add that service into the service group. So you can just directly drag and drop your service into the service group. Okay, so I have already added, I'll not drag and drop again. Directly you can add, or else there is one more way. You can just directly go here, new service you can click, and then a new service will be created, and properties you can directly go here and select your service. This is one way, or directly you can drag and drop. There are these are the two ways. So once this everything is completed, then what we have to do is like we have to go to the UI. So before that, I want to show the token generation. So token generation already Aisha has covered in her previous video how to generate tokens and all. So I'll not go through that again. So what we have to do once the token generation is created, the client ID will be there, right? So that client ID you have to give it in the Entra ID applications. So Microsoft Entra ID applications will be there. So there you have to go and there you have to create a new this one here, and then you have to give your client ID here. So after giving the client ID only, the postman can access your local environment. So once you give that, this will be ready. So after this, how to get the API service link, that I'll show you. So what you have to do is you have your one box or any VM's URL. So after that, first you have to do is slash API slash services slash. So when you type this, you'll get list of all the services which are there in your URL. So like in your VM, whatever services are there, everything will be listed down. So here my services create SO service group. So what I'll do, I'll just directly copy my service from here. Then I'll go after the slash, I'll give my service group name slash enter. So now you can see all the services which I had added in the service group is listing down here. So now for first I'll take the OpenSO service, then I'll copy it. Then after the slash, I'll give my service name. So next, after I gave the service name, then it will show me the method which I had given here. So I'll here you can see. So here you can see first I gave the service group. After that I came it into the service. Then I have the method name. So the method name is select OpenSO. And here you can see it is showing the select OpenSO. So then what I'll do, I'll copy that and then I'll paste it here. So this is how you create a link for your URL for your service. So then next what I'll do, I'll just copy this URL here. Then I'll go to Postman. So here I have already created it. So what you have to do, just in the post in the this one you have to add a request here in your collection. Then you have to paste your URL here. So this URL is have pasted. Then what you have to do in the authorization, you have to go and click as bearer token here, and then in the body you have to go and here you have to click as raw. It will come here. So then what you have to do, I'll just go to my service class here. So this is my service class. Here you can see I don't have any input here because I just want the list of all the open sales order. So I don't have any request here. So what I'm doing is like I haven't given anything here. So when you're running the postman, you don't have to give anything here. It can be empty here. So what you can do, what I'll do now, in the authorization, first I'll go here, generate a token here. This is all set up already. So I'll just generate my token here. Then I'll copy this, go to my service. Then here we have the token here. Just I'll paste it here. Then when I click on send, it will give me all the open sales order. So this you can see this is the list. So when you have the list, it will you will get the output like this. So one thing I have to point out is like, so whatever response contract you are sending here, so sales ID, shipping date, data area ID, sales status, everything will come here like this. So one new record will come in the next IDs here. So you can see I have all the open sales orders from the VM. So this is one. So next I want to show how to create the request for this. So now you can see I have the SO creation here. So whatever SO creation API I'll open first. So you can see here I have a cust account here. So this is my input here. So you can see what I have given here. Underscore cust account is the name, sorry, variable of it. So what I have to do, I have just copy this underscore cust account. Then I'll go to this one and I can just give it here, and cust account will get have the customer account as the input. So I have just given input as customer account, and again I'll just go copy the token here, and then I'll go to the authorization body, and then I'll click on send. So now you can see it created a new sales order and returned me the sales ID. So now if I go and I'll in the sales table details. So now here you can see a new sales ID has been created with the number. So this is one. And next one is when you have a request contract, how to create the input for this, that I'll show. So here you can see here is my sales line. So here I have a request contract here. So when I go into the sales line request contract, so here I have item ID and sales ID. These are the two request contracts I have. And here you can see I have declared the request contract as underscore contract. So when we are calling the service, right, it will directly come to the service class. It will not go to the request contract or anywhere. So first it will go come to the service class. So here we have directly declared it as underscore contract. So when creating the this one, how you have to create is first you have to give underscore contract. Whatever you have declared it there in the parameter, first you have to declare it here. Then you have to put a colon, then open a flower bracket. Then in the next line, you have to give whatever you have created here. So when you in the data member attribute, when you give the names for the uh, parameters, right? That is the exact name you have to give it in the item ID and sales ID as well. So like this is how you create a request contract. When you have a request contract and multiple inputs, you have to create your API input like this. And when you have no input, so there is no need of giving anything. And when you have a single input, you can create it like this. So that's it.